Can you picture yourself working in your own restaurant? There's a bright, sunny side to your desire to cook your own food, be your own boss, and find a pot of gold at the end of the restaurant ownership rainbow. But fighting your flights of fancy, unfortunately, is the stubborn gravitational pull of reality. Ambition, talent, and hard work alone will not open your doors, much less keep them open. A sound business plan and realistic budgeting are fundamental to any successful restaurant, and especially independent ones. Welcome back to the Restaurant Incubator. My name is Brandon Sharp. I'm the host here. As an executive chef, I earned 7 Michelin stars. Now, as a chefpreneur, restaurant owner here in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, I own and operate 3 restaurants: Hawthorne and Wood, Bluebird, and Proximo. Today, we're talking about why you need a business plan. So a restaurant business plan articulates your concept, your mission, atmosphere, menu, and your unique value proposition. It's the starting point for everything that follows, and it should align your vision, operational plans, and financial goals. Lenders and investors expect to see that you have crafted a narrative, can demonstrate a strong grasp of your concept, and project a realistic view of the financial realities. Without that clarity, what's in your head remains vague to everyone else. By mapping it out in writing, you test your assumptions, uncover blind spots, and translate your ideas into a format that can be evaluated critically. So one of the common missteps early on in the restaurant planning process is skipping market research, which is also known as comp set review or competitive set review. So you might feel confident about your neighborhood or your cuisine, but without data, demographics, dining trends, local competition, you are asking and you're setting yourself up for nasty surprises. A well-constructed market research plan will show proof of concept, competitors' menu prices and operating hours, and even your competitors' parking situations. Data does not have feelings, so data will cut through any anecdotal evidence, emotional leanings, or gut instincts that you may have, and none of those should have a seat at the table when you are in the planning stages of your restaurant anyway. Understanding competition is not about copying what works. It's about identifying gaps and opportunities for differentiation. If you aren't differentiated from your competitors in the minds of your potential guests, you are then offering a commodity. And in a commodity market, the lowest price seller always wins. Whether you're offering fast casual, vegan bowls, or a degustation menu fine dining, the plan forces you to articulate how you'll stand out in the marketplace. Standing out and delivering on your promises will give you the competitive advantage you need to succeed. So you must search for possible problems before they occur in the operation. A good business plan compels you to think through location feasibility, kitchen space, equipment, staffing levels, menu ergonomics, and service styles. Questions around zoning, build-out costs, lease negotiation, liquor licenses, and permit timelines all belong in this part of the business plan as well, with the other operations and systems. Take the time to look thoroughly into the HVAC plan and system for your location. Restaurants are extremely tough on ventilation systems because of constant opening and closing of doors, kitchen hoods, heat from kitchen equipment, and large swings in interior body heat from service hours to closure hours. And I speak from personal 10 minutes ago, I left Proximo where there was water dripping down into one of the light fixtures, which was then weeping and leaking down onto the cork floor because the evap pan had backed up underneath the air handler in the ceiling, that triggered the kill switch. So it shut off. It is so humid in North Carolina right now, and it is not quite hot enough for the ACs to work hard enough to act as dehumidifiers for the HVAC systems. It is a freaking mess. So just about everybody's HVAC system is going haywire right now. I advise you strongly to look into yours, know it backwards and forwards before you open, but hopefully before you sign a lease. You'll also assess labor market realities. Can you hire cooks, servers, and managers that will uphold your standards at your projected volume levels? What are the wage expectations in your locale? Those operational decisions translate directly into costs and margins, so you need full clarity before you commit to a lease or make big capital decisions like loans, investments, or large equipment purchases. As for financial projections, financial planning in a restaurant plan is crucial, not only for fundraising, but as your internal navigational tool. Well-defined projections include startup capital needs such as equipment, lease, and pre-opening payroll, ongoing expenses like food costs, labor, rent, and utilities, and revenue estimates based on realistic traffic assumptions. The Harvard Business Review shows businesses that write formal plans are significantly more likely to succeed by up to 16% than those without them. Similarly, restaurants without robust budgeting early are more prone to overruns and cash shortfalls. The business plan and budget projections force you to run scenario analyses. What if sales are 20% lower than projected, or food costs spike? Planning for these scenarios helps you build contingency buffers before you're running out of cash and making panicked calls to investors for more money. So when it comes to investors, and we talk about securing funding, if you are seeking outside capital from banks, investors, or partners, that business plan is your calling card. Financial institutions will rarely lend money without one. Seasoned investors expect to see your research and forecast long before committing. Without comprehensive plans and projections, you are likely to receive funding from anyone. You are unlikely to receive any funding from anyone other than the most trusting and least sophisticated sources. Similarly, landlords prefer tenants with clear financial backing, and many require a plan before leasing and evidence that you have the money to go through with this. A business plan demonstrates that you're serious, organized, and have thought through the risks and revenue. It can also speed up lease negotiations as everyone feels more confident about your capability to launch and to pay rent reliably. Going into strategy and alignment, the restaurant business is at its best both an infinite game and a team sport. Your business plan isn't some ornamental trinket, however, it's a dynamic resource. It aligns your investors, managers, and early hires around a single vision, including your key players in your restaurant's operating principles. Financial targets, market strategy, and staffing philosophy ensures that everyone is working towards the same goals. When I interviewed Ben Gamble, Sean Brock's partner in Show Pizza Bar in Nashville, he said that alignment was the most important attribute of the best companies that he had invested in during his career as a financial planner and money manager. Your business is never static. It is always growing or shrinking. In broader business theory, a structured business plan enables better decision making, resource allocation, and long-term adaptation as your business evolves and your market responds. Translating that into restaurant terms, with the business plan, you've got a North Star to follow when tastes shift, unexpected expenses appear, or you're ready to scale or sell. Though restaurant failure rates are often exaggerated, the first year remains risky, especially for independent concepts. Data shows roughly 17% of independently owned full-service restaurants fail within a year, with the smallest businesses facing even shorter lifespans. Your business plan acts like an insurance policy of preparation. By rigorously sketching out your concept, cash flow, operations, market, and staffing, you avoid common pitfalls such as poor site selection, overambitious scale, underestimated costs, or an inferior build-out. For example, hospitality lawyers consistently advise that negotiating leases, investor terms, and licensing should happen early on. As painful and difficult as it may be to you at the time, you must walk away from a money deal with someone you cannot trust. Ask me how I know. A business plan is not a one-time deliverable. It should be the living roadmap that you revisit regularly. As strategic planning theory suggests, effective plans are reviewed and updated over time to stay aligned with changing environments, competitor actions, or unexpected headwinds. After your grand opening, check the actual results against projections. Monthly financial statements, food cost percentages, cover count, and check average. Those are a few of the KPIs we referred to as KPI stands for Key Performance Indicator. When reality diverges from the plan, don't panic, adjust. For example, if lunch traffic is underperforming, will you course correct by cutting costs or by nurturing an alternate revenue stream? You'll soon face the need for promotions, menu tweaks, and repair or replacement of equipment. A good plan lays the groundwork for quick, level-headed action and will help you respond rationally rather than emotionally or rashly when these problems crop up, because they will. So in conclusion, building a restaurant is intensely demanding. Doing it successfully requires creative, operational, and financial rigor all at once. Creating a robust business plan isn't optional, it's essential. It brings clarity to your vision, structure to your back-of-the-napkin ideas, and alignment within your team. It helps you secure funding, negotiate wisely, and anticipate the unexpected. Without it, the fun of opening night can fade fast into the stress of cost overruns, lack of customers, or misaligned partnerships. But with it, you transform inspiration into sustainable execution. A sound business plan is worth your time and effort. It is the foundation of a restaurant that exceeds expectations rather than becoming another sad statistic. If you want a little help with the restaurant side of your restaurant business, I have spent the last 15 years putting out budget plans, putting out business plans, crafting budgets, working on new concepts, all while running other restaurants. I've done it many, many times, and I have refined over the years the business plan and budget templates that I use. If you're interested in seeing them, click the link in the show notes. And if you are getting good content and good information and actionable insights from the Restaurant Incubator, please forward this episode to 2 friends who have a bright future in the restaurant industry. Stay humble, stay hungry.